Hello and welcome. It is Sye Rodriguez, Rich Deep, coming to you from Colorado with the real news. News that is going to set you free. So, um, I'm guessing that you're already pretty aware of how much programming goes on in the world, and it's what we want to do is really be able to be free from that. And because of being free from that programming, program ourselves with the knowledge and the way of thinking that is going to help us in our lives and enable us to be more helpful for ourselves and for others. And in order to do that, you have to first realize just how serious the programming is. And we all kind of know that there's programming going on. Maybe there's a bigger question about okay, so we all know, somebody might say, we all know there's programming, but it's just whatever, it's normal, it's like marketing. And true, there's marketing programming, there's government programming, there's organizational programming, and there's even unique programming for schools and everything. So now that we've got that out of the way, there is a kind of programming that is deeper and runs across whole political systems, and it filters down into the media and gets fed to you on a daily basis. And I'm sure that you're aware of that. But I'm going to link to two videos, at least, in the description of this video so that you can go and check these out. And if these ones have been removed from, because of, for whatever reasons, if they get removed, if you just do a search that's based upon what the name of that video is, you'll probably find a similar one because they're all over. People have really been spreading this around. But one of them, for example, is the Christmas commercial, but it's not really a commercial, it's just the news. But the newscasters get on and they show one after another of newscasters from everywhere saying the exact same thing or almost identical the same thing, and that is, if you've been thinking about getting yourself a gift or 2 or 10 this Christmas season, you're not alone. And it goes on, and just multiple people, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, something like that, people say it. And then another one is about how the Easter Bunny may lose some spring in his step this Easter season because of some other crisis that's going on. And so those are the ones I'm going to link to. There's other ones too, and it just is endless how this goes on. But what it tells us is that the newscasters are mostly just reading the news, and that's pretty well known. I mean, most people know that there are teleprompters and that newscasters read those. But what you might not know is, where is that information coming from? And based upon these videos, it has become pretty obvious that the media is mostly owned by a few organizations, and they're all sending out that same message that they want to send out to you so that you will behave in a way that is how they want you to behave. And it is a form of mind control. And a lot of people might argue this and say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist or whatever. But there are conspiracies, there are agendas, there are people who are for their interests, or you could even call it for the interests of the public, for whatever their reasons are. They are using media for mass mind control, and specifically, I would say that it's so that they can use the majority of the people for their own purposes and get the support of the people for their own purposes. So, how do we break free from this? It's not easy, and we're all part of it, because even if you're watching me on YouTube, there's going to be ads running somewhere on YouTube, and you're going to be exposed to this mass propaganda. And thankfully, at least with the internet, there's a lot of people other than the mainstream media who are creating ads. So it's, at least you get a variety of things, of people marketing to you and other things too that are not just coming from this same source that the main media source is feeding to you. But this is really about just breaking free from this system that is meant to use us for its own purposes, and then starting to live a creative life where you get to live more how you would like to live. Now that comes with issues itself, because it comes with more responsibility, and sometimes it's very difficult when you start to get more responsibility, and even when you start to really fully realize just how programmed you've been, because it shakes up your whole reality based upon the fact of your belief systems coming to the surface and making you to question them. And just understand that a lot of people go through this, and you're not alone, and that doesn't mean that nothing's true, or that you can't trust anything, or that what you were taught in your religion isn't true. It doesn't mean any of this stuff. It just means that you really have to be aware of who you're working for. And to really break free from that, you can start being more the creator and doing more of what it is that you want to put out into the world, sharing what you want to put out there. And in this time we live in, it's a great opportunity to do that, because you can do it in a way that's profitable for you if you set it up right. And in addition to that, you get a chance to maybe help other people, and maybe even like this video is doing, to make more people aware of this kind of reality of life and other things about life that other people can do that can benefit them. And it's really a great time to be able to share yourself with the world. So I recommend doing that. That's probably your #1 way that you can really break free from the programming, and instead of consuming so much of that information they want you to consume and so much of what other things they want you to consume, you can redirect yourself in a way that you are producing more instead of just consuming. And then you can start to be the programmer. And good thing, this kind of programming that I'm putting out here right now, because this is programming, it is programming, but it's a programming that is helping you and me to reprogram ourselves in a way that is going to be helpful for us and for others. And like I said, it doesn't mean that you can't trust any of the sources of information that you're already getting. And I maybe even will go deeper in that. I'm not in alignment with some of the people who maybe are saying, no, there's this mainstream programming is brainwashing us, so you must believe this, and this is absolutely true because this is true. And I'm also not saying that because you've been programmed in so many ways that all of your whole foundation of your belief system is just programming and not true, because that would be false. Because that is just, it's not the whole that you have to worry about. But because of how deep the programming goes, then you are on a very core level affected by it and being used for the purposes of somebody, some them out there. I don't know exactly who they are or what their intentions are, but I do know that they exist and that they would like to have your brain power, your mind power working for them. So let's transfer that power and spread it broadly to the sources that we would like to see get more power, including our own selves. And I say that with all love in my heart, and I mean that from the core of myself, that I am about spreading the love. Doesn't mean that I don't have any hate. Doesn't mean that I'm a perfect person. Doesn't mean that I don't feel angry at people. But where I'm coming from is from a place of love. Go and spread the love. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.